Thank you for joining me for another video. If this is your first time watching, my name is Unika and welcome. I haven't made a video in quite some time and I apologize about that. Things have been quite hectic. I am no longer in Xiamen, China. I now live in North Carolina. I am in between Wilmington and Myrtle Beach in like a very kind of small town. I am currently living with my mom, which is it's interesting moving back home and living with the parent, but so far so good. It's been a learning experience. I haven't lived with my mom in quite some time. It's been quite some time since I've lived with my mom, with my parents. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey. I came to the States in August, at the end of August. My mom gave me a call probably mid-August of last year and told me my dad was sick and she could use some help with caring for him. So there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to come home. And I came home and my dad passed away at the end of September. So I decided to stay with my mom for the next year because they were married for 45 years and it is a transition for both of us. It's very, very different not having him around anymore. Something we I don't know if you ever get used to it, but each day gets a little better. So yeah, I am back in the States and I've never lived in the Carolinas before. This is a completely new transition for me and yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting times in the US and I am in the belly of the beast. I'm living in the Bible Belt. I'm in the South, if you're not familiar with North Carolina. It's a very conservative red state and I'm not used to that at all. So yeah, it's very different for me, very different living here, but it's very beautiful. It's really a beautiful state. I do miss living in China quite a bit. It was so quick coming home. It was let me see, put this down. It was really, really quick. Like it's like I got the call from my mom and then like, you know, I just came home the next week. So there were so many things that I wanted to do and see that I didn't get to do, but I plan to definitely go back to China at some point or time. And I don't know in what capacity. I don't know if it's to teach or to live there or just to visit friends, but yeah, I would like to go back. I am really shocked and overjoyed that so many people inquired to where I was and what I'm doing. I have some questions that I received from videos and in my email that I wanted to address. Two Left Feet said that he was or she was coming to China, and do I notice many foreigners in Xiamen when I'm out and about? And the answer is yes, there are many foreigners in Xiamen. So if that's a concern, if you're, you know, concerned about making friends or whatever, don't be. There's a lot of foreigners. But since you're in China, you may just want to make friends with Chinese people. It would be a good thing to do. I am so happy that I got to connect with people who are Chinese, who, you know, live in China, and it was just really, really cool learning about how they live and, you know, what they do during holidays and things they enjoy, and just a whole different mindset. I really, really enjoyed making friends with the people that I made friends with in China. So yeah, I think it would be great Two Left Feet if you made friends with Chinese people. So yeah. Soul Effect asked me, how much am I paying for rent and does the school offer a stipend? In Liu Pan Shui, I was paying nothing for rent. My apartment was free, which was really great. I was just paying for like utilities, which is like nothing. And in Xiamen, I did receive a stipend. I believe in Xiamen, my rent was like maybe close to 14 or 1500 yuan, and the stipend was like for 10 or 1200 yuan. So I didn't have to pay a lot there, and I also paid for utilities as well. So Sahil Kapoor asked, how did I find my apartment in China? When I was in Liu-Pan Shui, the apartment, oh, I gotta put this down, my arm is killing me. When I was in Liu-Pan Shui, the apartment was just an apartment the school had already had or provided, so I didn't have to look for an apartment. But in Xiamen, I had to look for an apartment, and luckily there was someone at my school who helped me look for an apartment, which is really great. Thank you, Frank. And yeah, at first I was looking for apartments with someone from another person from my school. Actually went around to a few places, but those apartments were horrible. Like, you would open the front door and you could see everything. It was just like a room with a bed, and you know, the bathroom was behind the door, and there was like a hot plate. But my friend Frank at my old school knew someone who had an apartment for rent, so that was really, really awesome. And I'm so happy that that I became friends with Frank and that he looked out for me. And that is the plus of making friends and not relying on foreigners, even though there's a lot of foreigners who have connections in Xiamen, but it's just really cool to make a Chinese friend and, you know, have them help you out while you are in China. Lukkaa, Lukkaa, asked me, do I have tips to find people to hang out with? I actually was fortunate to have some really cool coworkers when I was in Liu-Pan Shui. So it was like a family, and we all hung out together, which was really, really cool. I miss being in China, but I really miss the people that I made friends with in Liu-Pan Shui. They were so awesome. Like, they just hung out with me and would invite me to their homes and to meet their family, and it was really, really awesome. I really liked being in Liu-Pan Shui a lot. I have been very fortunate to meet some really cool people in Liu-Pan Shui. In Xiamen, it was different. The school that I worked for, it wasn't tight-knit. It wasn't like everyone hung out together. It was kind of like we all just came together for work and then left, except for two people. My friend Kyle and my friend Frank, who I mentioned, who helped me find my apartment. I hung out with them quite a bit, and they would tell me where to go and what to do and how to order food from different places, because I am not fluent in Chinese. I know enough to get get by and, you know, what have you, and to live in China. I was working on it, but yeah, I still have some ways to go in learning Chinese. So I was very fortunate that that I met some really cool people in Xiamen who really looked after me. It was really cool. You can find people to hang out very easily in China, because as a foreigner, people will just spot you, because I mean, it's a very homogeneous society. Wherever you are in China, people are very curious about foreigners and where you're from, and they will ask, but you have to be engaging. You can't just answer the question and run away. You should definitely engage people and, you know, ask them about their lives, see if they want to hang out, if they have any friends, you know, that want to hang out or learn English. And also, it's also a really great way to make extra money on the side by meeting people, and maybe they know some people who want to better their English skills. So yeah, you should definitely engage people. Don't just answer the questions and run away. And I also used an app. I used an app while I was in China. I think I was on Scout for a little bit when I was in China, and I met some people that way. And it's interesting because Scout here in the US is more of a dating app, but when I was in Xiamen, I would use Scout, and I would actually meet like just friends and hang out and meet families and go to their houses and eat dinner with them. It was really, really interesting and pretty cool. I liked it a lot. It wasn't at all like the hookup culture here in the States. Using Scout is very much for like hookup. It was very different in China. People wanted to be your friends and find out about you and learn about your customs and your country and all that good stuff. So yeah, there's some pretty cool apps I think you could probably join. And also WeChat has a feature which I think shows you people that are close by in your area, so you could use that to meet people as well. So yeah, there's so many people in China. It's not difficult to meet people and hang out and make friends. So good luck. Taylor Southall asked if I'm still living in Liupen Shui. No, I'm living in North Carolina, and yeah, but she says that her and her husband will be moving to Liupen Shui. I think you guys will have an amazing time. I really, really enjoyed being in Liupen Shui. I think if I went back to China, I would actually rather go to Liupen Shui than go back to Xiamen. I like the fact that there were no foreigners in Liupen Shui, and it kind of forced me to become better in Chinese and to kind of figure my way around on my own, whereas in Xiamen there were more foreigners, and it was just a little easier to not have to, I guess, use my Chinese language skills everywhere I went. But yeah, I really liked being in Liupen Shui. I liked going somewhere where there were no foreigners. I felt very welcome, and I felt like a rock star, and people were always so interested in me everywhere I went. So I really dig that. I miss that. But yeah. So I will be making videos more frequently than once every 6 or 7 months, hopefully. And there's a lot of things that I want to talk about in my videos. Like, I've never lived in the South before. This is my first time, and it's so different. Well, one, I'm used to living in a city, like a city that doesn't depend so much on car culture. And where I live now, you have to have a car to get around. Like, if not, you're just kind of stuck. And I find that even though people up north may not be the most friendliest people, but I feel like they're more straightforward. It's like I have to kind of figure people out here, and I just wish people were just more straightforward and just told you what they wanted and what they don't want. And it's like people are so coated in this sugary niceness here, and it's just blah. I don't know. It's okay. It's cool. I mean, it's just not my cup of tea. I kind of like northerners and just the straightforwardness and knowing where you stand with people. I really miss that. I also want to talk about my dating experiences here in South Carolina. They've been very, I have met some whack jobs, complete whack jobs, and I've met some pretty cool people. The other day I was at Ace Hardware with my mom, and this guy who works there came up to us and was just like, hey, how are you doing? How's your time here? Have you met a lot of people? Are you adjusting? Are you keeping out of trouble? You know, what's life like for you here? And it was obvious that he had seen my profile on a dating app, because I was on a few dating apps, and it was just so creepy. So I came home and I deleted all my profiles. It was pretty weird. Maybe I'll get them again, but right now I'm just like, because it threw me off. For a second I was like, do I know this person? Like, I don't understand why he's talking to me like he knows me. And then I was like, oh my God. It was just so weird. The town that I live in right now is a pretty small town, so I guess perhaps I stick out, but it just freaked me out so much. And my mom was just like, oh my God, that was really weird. And I was like, yeah, it was really, really strange. But yeah, I don't really know exactly all my plans right now. I don't know you know, if I'm going to, I definitely want to be here for a year. Like I said earlier, my parents were married for 45 years, and there's a lot of first for my mom, but I'm not quite sure like what my plans are after the year, or like what I'm going to do this year. I don't know. I was thinking of working on my master's at UNCW. I have a job interview next week for substitute teaching, which I'm pretty excited about because I feel like I just need to be out and among people. I've been going to like different social events and different lectures and stuff at different colleges, but it's really difficult to meet people here. It's so strange. Like, I found it so much easier to meet people in China than it is to meet people here in the US. It's like people become very guarded as they get older, and I think people have like their friend circles and they're kind of comfortable with that, and a lot of people don't want to expand their horizons and meet other people. And then also a lot of my views don't really gel with a lot of the views of people here, so I think a lot of times people are like, oh, well, you know, she doesn't agree with me, and I don't, you know, I just want to stick around and be around people who think like me and behave like me and blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. But please stay tuned if you like this video, subscribe. I'm definitely going to make videos because I've got a lot of free time. And yeah, I miss making videos. I miss editing. I'm looking forward to editing this video. But if you like this, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And yeah, cool. Well, till next time. Ciao.